Hey all, Lord of all Swine here. This will be my ultimate guide for Lucifer. I'll be going over all that I have learned about the character in the first week on the game. Off the bat, I'd say he feels quite strong, and I feel like he has a lot of potential to grow. But he isn't as straightforward as, say, Gran, for example. He'll take you a bit of time to get used to his routing, and there's a bit you need to pay attention to with his blade levels and stuff. If you stick with him, that will just come with time. He's also really fun as well, which I think is the main thing. Yeah, so with all that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is his unique mechanic, which is his blade level. This literally makes or breaks him. Like, it's the mechanic he lives and dies by. And so the beginning of the round, this is both rounds, so this doesn't carry over into the next round. He starts at level 0 blade level. Basically what that means is his cooldowns are extremely long. So, for example, got the projectile here. And you can see how long it takes for him to come back, and this is the same for all. And it doesn't matter like what version you use. Like, he doesn't have typical versions of moves like say Gita, for example. You know, she has the light, medium, heavy, EX, whereas he does, like, he has them tied to like the buttons he does, but it's not the same as hers. Like, each move has like their own unique property. And to be quite honest with you, pretty much every single move he has is useful, which is actually quite nice. Like, he's not got a single move that I can think of now that I think is bad. So the idea is, through the match, is you will use these special moves, and it will slowly build the bar up, so you can see. And every 2 moves, like you say, if you do projectile, then what I just did there with the bash move, it will give you 1 stock. Or half a stock each, and then 2 halves make 1. So when you get to level 1, you get quicker cooldowns, and I think on this level 1, it's about 10 seconds, so it starts to come back a little bit faster. And that is the same for level 2, so level 1 and level 2 don't have much of a difference in cooldown speed. It doesn't seem to change too much. It's exactly the same as it is for all of them. But then you get to level 3. Now, level 3 and 4, it's about 7 seconds, I believe. So, like that, you can see they're coming back really fast and stuff like that. And then we get to like level 5, which is where he's at his most powerful and probably quite broken when he's level 5. He gets every single strong move, and everything comes back in around about 3 seconds, which is pretty decent. But one thing I'll say is, like, genuinely, like, in a match, you're very unlikely to get to level 5. It's quite, by the time you've even got to like level 3, you're either gonna win or lose. You're either winning or losing. It's endgame at that point. Like, getting to 5 is, you have to kind of go out of your way to get it. Another way to kind of do it, because obviously you can use these to like build it up and stuff like that, which is the quickest way. But obviously you have to deal with the cooldowns. But another way to do it is to hold his unique attack, and this puts him into a stance. Now, you can see it slowly builds and stuff like that. There's certain combos he has where you can use the stance. Like, the whole stance was like 600 minus 624 frames that came to come out, and it got to him level 3. But obviously you're not going to stand like this in neutral the whole time. He does have ways of kind of using these moves and stuff to like deal with projectiles, but I'll get into that when we get to the stance specifically. But yeah, no, literally. This is another way to build it up, but you're completely open in this point, like, and it has like quite a bit hefty cooldown. Yeah, so they're the 2 ways you build the blade level up. So as you go through the match, this is his game plan. So when he starts to get more levels, he starts to become stronger. Okay, so I'm going to go more in depth about his unique mechanic. So press it with your unique button, puts him in the stance, and then you press the same button, takes you out the stance. It leaves you minus 18 on the way out, so getting in, getting out, like, you are exposed. If you're going to use it, you kind of want to be about here. You don't want to like do it, unless it's a combo, you don't really want to do it in someone's face. They can tag you straight out of it. There's no like quick starts, cancel, you'll get hit. So if you're going to use it in neutral, and you know, say you have someone that's turtling in the corner, you know, they're not coming over to you, you know, and you're just like, you know what, screw you, I'm just going to sit over here, and I'm just going to do this. That's perfectly fine. I do that sometimes. It's probably the only time I really use it in neutral. I won't hold it for as long as this. Like, sometimes I'll hold it for that, and then I'll just come out of it. Now, the opponent will obviously sometimes try run at you and stuff like that, and he has ways to kind of deal with it. One really good one is this one here. So yeah, his medium is close enough. It will pull them in. It'll pull them in like that. Leaves you plus. And then one thing to note, after you've used one of his attacks, it will take you out the stance. So you're not like having to like, you know, press a button to dance, cancel and stuff. But if you want to go back into the stance, you'll obviously have to like cancel into it straight away. So yeah, so this one's really good. If someone's running at you and they're like, say this distance, you can like fire it out and stuff like that. One thing you might have noticed now is there is a bit of a detriment to doing this. When you do, you lose your, well in this case it's his shell, but it should be a sword. But yeah, you'll lose access to it for about, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds I think it is. Maybe even longer, it's about 4 seconds. So you lose that for about 4 seconds. But that also doesn't just like affect the stance and stuff like that. So you do that, you know, you got that, you can start like pressure, which is pretty good if someone's running at you, so you've been charging it. But then if you want to like fire your projectile, you can't. Because you literally need, in this case, both the shells to be able to do the move. So that is one thing to bear in mind. Once you use like it's the light and the medium version of the stance moves, you will literally lose your ability to do the projectile. So that is a big issue. Kind of making this one and this one not as good. So you kind of want to like use them sparingly if you like. The first one has a unique property which is quite good. So say if you have say your stance cancel and you're over here and someone like fires a projectile at you, you can cancel it out with the light version. Obviously, if you think about it, this move here takes out the projectile and destroys them anyway, so it's kind of pointless to use this one, I think. But it does. That is an option. Say if you're in the stance, you haven't got time to cancel out the stance because you're going to get hit because they're firing projectiles, you can just send it straight out. No, you can't actually cancel into your other special moves while you're in the stance as well. You have to leave it, which is also not great. So this one here, obviously, it's good for like catching people that, like, say if they're running at you because they're like, oh, hang on a minute, no, don't you can't get your blade levels up. This is great. And then if it hits them, you can start your pressure, which is like pretty nice, providing they're close enough and stuff like that. And then you got this one here, which is the heavy version. And I think this is like a big check. Like if someone's like running in, stopping, it can catch them. It is -7, so it's not safe to use and stuff like that. But it kind of, I guess it kind of is meant to be like an anti-air, I guess you could say. But I don't know, I've used it and I don't have much success with usually they just go over my head and kick me. So yeah, using the stance, you should use it really sparingly. I think that's the best way to kind of look at it and stuff like that. Like, it's not completely useless. This is the best move that he has out of his stance for neutral purposes, but even then, like I said, this is just so much better. Like it like +14 compared to 2, and you're guaranteed half a stock, whereas this is like, it's a lot slower. It's like, use it sparingly. That's gonna be my most. It's not his best mechanic, but it's nice he has it that he can manually build. Okay, so let's get into his normals. Close light is standard, exactly the same as pretty much every close light in the game. There's a few characters that have different ones, like Fairies is 6 frames active, I think, but he has one of the good ones, so 5 frames is nice, good for mashing out pressure. Obviously he leaves you +4, so it's pretty nice that you can like go into his close, which is obviously so use a frame trap, or you can go in for a tick throw, standard stuff, you know. One unique thing about it I've noticed is it has like really good activation range. You can be like, you know, a good like foot's distance away and still hit, which is like good. And considering his Farlight is also really good, like it's just a nice ability to have. So yeah, that's his like close light. Not like anything too special, but you know, not a bad one. Then you got the crouching light. This button's okay. It's not got the best range, you know, you're not spacing anyone out with it. But it chains, which is also really nice. It goes into that. So yeah, it's just like good for your empty lows and stuff like that. But not much else. I can't really. Obviously good for tick throws. Standard light stuff. Alright, then you got the close medium. This move's a little bit different from like most close mediums. There are a few characters in the game that share this issue, but his is -4. If you look like Gita, for example, hers is -0. It's just 0 on block. It comes out in the same sort of speed, so it's 6 frames still, so it's not any slower. I think maybe it feels like it's hitting a bit harder, like the block stun still's a bit better, but I don't know. It's good for combos, so that's probably its main draw. But yeah, no, and the hitbox is quite nice. But that's literally it for the close medium. Like, just yeah, just can't really stagger it, so which is a bit annoying. But that's about it for that one. So you got close heavy. This move's amazing. It's not safe. It's -6. So if you stop here, they can punish you for it. But yeah, you want to like kind of go into the next part of the auto combo, or you know, commit to a move or something like that. But just yeah, don't stop. But it's very good for like dealing with wake up and stuff like that. Like if they press a button and they don't like obviously invincible reversal through you, like it'll just eat through most things. It's very similar to like GbfvsR's one. It's good for juggles. So yeah, no, this is really good button, I find. So then you got the crouching medium. It's not got points for range. It's safe. It's -3, which is really good, and it's 7 frames, so it's not terrible. The only use I really find for this move is in like trying to counter poke against like low attacks. So you look at Reach, for example, reaches out. It's really good for counter poking. I think it's got a bit of a disjointed hitbox and stuff. So it's yeah, it's quite a nice move for that. But other than that, it's not anything too special. Right, then we got the crouching medium. This move is just his dedicated anti-air. It's okay, like 40 frames, like negative on whiff. You know, he has good anti. I'll get into the anti-air combos when we get to the combo section, but the reward off this is quite nice. But yeah, it's as a anti-air, it's okay. This move kind of feels like a nicer anti-air when they're like coming down from you, like it will catch them and pull them in. But yeah, yeah, it's serviceable is the best way to describe it. Yeah, then we got the far H button, how heavy, -3. It has this suction in like move and stuff like that. Gotta be honest, I don't really ever use this button, considering like the range on like his far medium is so much better than this. It's just like, maybe if I'm in like the corner and I want to get like something started, I'll pull him out of the corner and maybe go for a cross up. I don't really ever see that happening because it's too slow, but like it is, it's an option that you have. The suction move is, the suction mechanics are quite nice. Okay, so now for the party starters. These moves are amazing. I'm going to start with this one first because I think it's between these two. I do think this is a lot better personally. It's obviously it's quicker, it's plus. It doesn't reach. I think it reaches. Yeah, it doesn't reach as far as this one. So this is like the mid-range one, but like I just think this move's like so good for like pestering people. I think it's like probably one of the better far lights in the game. Yeah, this is pretty good. It's quite nice. Reaches far, stuff like that. It is -6. You can't really get punished at the range you use it, but it is -4. So even bit, you can space it out and get better. But yeah, no. I feel like right in their face, you'll probably get punished, but like the range you're using it, unlikely, and you're always going to be cancelling it into stuff anyway. This move is absolutely, it's probably one of his better pokes and stuff like that. So yeah, use it. And this one, yeah, like I was saying, okay, this is plus. This move's amazing. It's so, look how it fits so far. Its recovery is like non-existent, so if they jump over it, you can anti-air. Like obviously you have to be ready for it. But yeah, it is absolutely just a great button to just pester people. You can like threaten them with this and stuff straight after. Now, this is probably, I think it's my favourite button to use in neutral and stuff like that. You can catch things like from so far away as well. It's just like obnoxious. Okay, and his last button is his sweep. It's got pretty decent range, it's quite nice. On counter hit, it goes into his projectile, which is quite nice. You can get like a bit of a combo going. Which is quite cool. Yeah, so it's just really good for catching people that like try to back up from you and stuff like that. So sometimes you can be in the situation here where you're going for like tick throws and stuff like that. But then if you do this and you start to notice they walk back to try and avoid your tick throw, you can like catch them out with this and stuff like that. It's kind of like really good for catching out people backing off from you and stuff like that, because obviously when you walk back your legs are exposed. But yeah, so sweep, another good button that he has. He's got quite a few good buttons, but I think the standouts are definitely this one, and then this one. Obviously, don't whiff this button. If you whiff it, they'll jump and they'll absolutely destroy you. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty decent. Okay, air normals. Jumping light. standard, like every old one in the game. This one's not that great, if I'm going to be honest. Like, it's not got much range. Obviously, it's active at falls, so because the best thing about it is that it's quick and you have a quick overhead, I guess. But there is like better ones you can use. Medium one, I guess it's like an air-to-air, like rising air-to-air. It's one really good use for it. You can use it as a jump-in, which is a good option, but it also is his cross-up button. So this is the button you really want to be like crossing them up with and stuff like that. It's got a nice back hitbox and stuff. Yeah, no, just probably the cross-up button you want to use. Now this is heavy. It's slower. It's got a nice bit of range on it though. But you can hit him quite far out and stuff like that. But this is probably his best jump-in button. This is the hitbox is so big. But yeah, so that's his heavy one. And then you got his unique one. This one's weird. This kind of reminds me of Zoe's. I haven't actually ever really used this, but it is exactly like Zoe's. Yeah, so in the corner and stuff like that, it like gives that like spin. See, Zoe can like combo off hers. Yeah. Yeah, so if you hit him on like a certain angle, then you can get it. But you know, yeah, it's alright. It's nothing special. Like, if I was going up to me in the air, I'd be using this button anyway. Like, I wouldn't bother with this one. Slower. You get the spin. They can tech out in the air. But this one, this will be the one I use and stuff like that. But yeah, that's his air moves. Okay, his special moves. As I stated earlier, I don't think he has a single bad special move. I think they're all pretty decent. Obviously, they all have different kind of like uses and stuff like that, depending whether it be combo or more neutral focused and stuff like that. So his first one we'll go through is his projectiles, because just probably the better move he has. We've got this projectile here. This is his light version, full screen, and it completely just chews through absolutely everything outside of like EX and ultimate projectiles and stuff like that. So you can see Gita's firing this, and it just completely just eats straight through the standard projectiles. Like, it's really amazing for just basically deterring anti-zoning as a good, and just establishing your own pressure, because you can like run in after this. It's like plus 25, so you can pretty much run the neutral at this point. And if they block it, and then it's like plus 14, so and that's just like there. So like obviously when you're like full screen, you can kind of yeah, it's even more plus than it was when it was there. So that's one of the good things about like that projectile specifically. It trades with EX, so they just cancel each other out. But still, like, having a projectile that can cancel out, like, obviously it's amazing. Obviously the ultimate version just goes straight through that and destroys it. So that's obviously his best version of the projectile, but it's like locked behind 50 meter. And it's the same for like the medium and the heavy version of the attack. They also cancel out projectiles, but the one you're going to be using the most is this one. Use this as much as whenever you have the ability to use it and you're like in the neutral. This is just amazing. Obviously don't do it here, because then they can jump over it and hit you, but because it goes full screen, it's like a really great threat just up here and stuff. So one thing he's really good at is getting through just round zoning and stuff like that. Like, he's incredibly good. Like, so he has that move anyway, but he's also got a teleport, which we'll cover in a moment. But so he's just very good at that kind of aspect of the game, so you don't have to worry too much about zoning. You can be baited out obviously, but like, just don't worry about it too much. Right, then we got the medium one. The medium one, I'd say it's probably more used in like, I think there's one in an anti-air combo, which I'll show later. But combos, I'd say this is the one it's usually used in. This isn't, it only doesn't go that far. I'd say it is kind of redundant to use it over this one. Personally, because literally, like, it covers the whole screen. It comes out at the same speed. It's both 20 frames, so it's like, you know, but one goes further. And like this one here is, yeah, okay, it's 4, like plus 4, but still, like, plus 4 is still pretty. You know, at this range, you don't need to be like any more like. And it's these, obviously, if you're doing it in your face, they can DP through. There is a gap between this. it's not like completely safe to do and stuff like that. So you need to bear that in mind. These are, you can use them to frame trap. See, like this. That goes for all of them except for the heavy version. The heavy version's too slow, so you just get absolutely chewed up for doing it. And then obviously like the ultimate version just rips it to pieces. But yeah, so that's something to bear in mind. But they can obviously DP instead of like using a button, so it is probably not a good idea to always do this, because if they wisen up, they'll start DPing through and stuff like that. So yeah. And finally, the heavy version, which we're going through now. Alright, the heavy version is what you kind of want to be using on knockdown. They just wake up straight into it. Again, can be DP'd through and stuff like that. But a lot of the time, they might even just sit there and take it. And then once they've blocked this, it's like plus 29, so you have enough time to do whatever the hell you want at this point. So some people will do things like this, they'll set it and then they'll go for the low, like dash in low, just good to trip you up. They might even start like the auto combo mix up. It's just you can kind of do whatever you want at this point because it's plus 29. Yeah, they're his projectiles. Very, very good tool. It's probably the main one you'll be using in the neutral, because obviously it's really, really good at controlling it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to cover is his DP. He doesn't have a meatless reversal like most of the characters. He has to rely on his supers, and he has to rely on this move here. Luckily, this move does have a really generous hitbox, but and it's bloody quick. And it can, like, when opponents like jump over your head and stuff like that, it can like suck you down into it. So you can see like that, like sometimes they'll just literally go straight over your head. He'll like just pull you straight back in. So it's really good for dealing with cross-ups and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a pretty decent anti-air. I'll go into it more when I talk about the ultimate moves and stuff like that. But for now, that was just wanted to talk about how he only has one invincible reversal. So he has the supers as well. But anyway, you got the light version of this. All these are air unblockable as well. This one's pretty good. Mostly just for like making space, I guess you could say. Like it's not, I don't know much more use out of that. You can use it obviously as a quick anti-air and stuff like that as well. But one thing I do find useful about this is the fact that when you are doing block strings with these moves and stuff like that, the medium version can be DP'd through, and the heavy version can also be DP'd through. But this version here, it can't. It's completely a safe block string. And now, it's a bit of a gimmick, but like this version of the move, the light version, obviously it's the crab. But the heavy version is also the crab. So it's a bit gimmicky, but sometimes you can literally, if you're doing like this, you can do like that, and then you can like bait out the DP if the opponent keeps like DPing through like this option and stuff like that. The main reason you want to end up with something like this, for example, is because it's -4. They can DP through both of the gaps as well, so it's not like, you'll be safe and stuff like that. So there are two ways they can DP through both gaps. But yeah, this one's also -8. You can't really be punished like effectively from this range, like, but yeah, I mean it is possible. Some character probably could do it. Obviously, the 8 frame 660L at that range, it could hit you. So that's something to bear in mind. So this is why you kind of want to, if you want to do this in a block string, the one you want to kind of go for is this one. A lot of people still go for the medium version because it launches, but obviously it pulls you like right into your face. So you're definitely getting punished in that case. So if you want to use these in block strings, I think you should like mix between the light version and then mix between the heavy version of the move. It kind of like, I say, acts like a bit of a mix-up in terms of like conditioning and stuff like that. Because obviously they'll see that come down, they'll think, oh, I'm going to DP because that's the move, and then bam, like their DP ain't hitting you. And obviously the medium version is the only one I really use outside of the only reason I use these ones is for what I was just saying, but the medium one is more for combos. So this is like really good to like start your meatless combos like that. So that's the main use for that move in particular. You can start off anything pretty much, which is quite nice. You know, you don't have to like rely on the Raging Strike or anything else like that. So yeah, but that's his DPs, to be honest with you. There's like I said, they're more, because they're not invincible, they're only useful in certain circumstances. So okay, so the next thing we're going to be talking about is his teleport. So obviously there's 4 versions, just like the last one. Like I said, I'll go into the ultimate section and talk about the ultimate version, but it's standard now for the light, medium, heavy versions. So the light version, it travels full screen. Yeah, you can be beaten out of this. It is minus 39, but it's kind of really good for getting around projectiles. Like that's its like main use and stuff like that. You can also like just jump in, grab them and stuff like that. Like it is very good at getting around the screen. It has enough invincibility from here to there. Now sometimes you'll want to use the medium version. This version here, it has an active, you can still get beaten out of it when you come in, but it has an active move when it comes out, which is -4. So you're still safe if you do this. So obviously the opponent has to read that you're going to do it for it to punish you. And sometimes I'll literally just mix up between this, and then I'll mix up between this, just to kind of like throw off my opponent's timing and stuff like that. Or, you know, if they think it's going to be the one that hasn't got the active move, like the light version, then they'll try and, you know, they'll probably get a better damage punish on you. If you got this one and stuff, they might try like the medium version. They'll like block it. So yeah, but like I said, their main use is getting around projectiles. Like it's really bloody good at doing that if you time it absolutely perfectly. And the last one's his heavy version. This one's great. It's not an overhead, but it drops you like right in front of their on their face, and you are plus, and you can get your medium starter off this. Like it's absolutely crazy. Like just what I was saying earlier. Like I think the hitbox is like absolutely amazing. So you can't get your light starters. But it doesn't matter, like you're +4, so the only thing they can do in this situation is block, super, or DP. So this is right, really good to like get your pressure started and stuff like that. Yeah, but this one here, I'll be honest with you, I've actually started using it like a lot less lately. Like while you get like a okay combo of it, it's not too great. The opponent can easily see this one come in and 2H, and you just get absolute damage. So I tend to just mix up between the light and the medium ones. But you know, every now and then it is good to throw it out. You know, you are plus, so it is definitely, if you think, oh, this is a good idea, try and get it in, then that's it. One good thing that's really good about these moves and stuff like that is their ability to bait throws. You can like start your block string like this. Throw bait. You don't want to get too obvious, like most things, but that's no one. And then this one obviously as well. You can counter hit, and in the corner, you can get a combo. So they're pretty decent for throw baits. Also, the this one is also like pretty good as well. Like same difference. But I would stick to these ones. Obviously, like wouldn't do it all the time, but there you go. So that's probably one of the best things about these moves specifically. So use them to get through projectiles, and then when you're in their face, every now and then you want to like hit them with like a what? Yeah. Then they're the ones you should do. It also counter hits like light attacks. Say they're like trying to mash. Obviously that one doesn't because it's the standard, but it like whiffs the throw, whiffs the light. Sorry, and then this one obviously gets you the full combo like last time. So they're just very good at like generally baiting at the beginning of a block string and stuff like that. You can do stuff like that as well. It's risky, but it pays off, and it's kind of funny when it works. So yeah, there is teleports. Okay, his last moves is Lariet style shoulder tackle moves. And the best way to look at it is the light version, which is this one. This one is used for starting combos in the corner because it gets a little wall bounce. And the other two, which is the medium and the heavy version, are literally just used for combo enders. Even the ultimate version is a combo ender. Right, and then basically, so you're in the corner, you start your combo, little cheeky wall bounce. Yeah, so there's literally its main use. It is -6, so you will be getting punished for using it up close if the character has a 6 frame button and you're like right in their face, and that also works mid-screen. So yeah, you kind of want to be careful throwing it out, which is why it's not always good to use it in a block string. Then you got the medium version, which is it goes like quite far, like maybe a quarter of the screen. But this is like mainly a combo ender, and it spaces you out quite decently, and it is safe, so you don't have to worry about being like punished for doing it. And it's the same with the heavy one, only the heavy one goes a bit further. Just not much, but yeah, it goes a little bit further. But they're mainly used for like ending combos. Get the teleport down, and then you even get like a safe jump at the end. So it's like that's their main use. They aren't really useful outside of that, you know. They're not even that good for like covering the distance most of the time. In terms of the light, sorry, but like the medium and the heavy, you can. One thing I've been doing, which I think is quite cool, is like you can throw out the projectile and then like, say it wasn't close enough there. You can like throw out the projectile and then you can do the heavy version, and you can catch it. They can knock you out of this. They can use a different button. Maybe they're trying to move though. If they're trying to move straight after this, then you can like catch them out for doing it. It's like quite gimmicky, but it's something you can do. So yeah, no, that's the main uses I'd find for those moves. Outside of that, I think they're mainly just combo fodder or combo enders. Alright, so his ultimate skills. I think for him specifically, like this applies to some characters in the cast, but him specifically, I think that his ultimate skills are very important to him as a character. Obviously, you're not always going to have your moves when you're playing as him. And the fact that his ultimate moves aren't, even though they don't build the blade gauge, they also don't fully affect the cooldown. So if you throw that out, for example, you still have a standard cooldown, but it's back straight away. Like it's not like you are waiting as long as you're waiting when you throw it out normally. So I think because of this, his ultimate attacks are a lot more useful. They are, I think they're some of the best in the entire game, personally. 2 specifically. His invincible one is like reversals, standard invincible reversal, and the shoulder tackle is quite a good combo ender. But his teleport and his projectile are amazing, like actually amazing. So I'll go over them now quickly. And I'll just do the projectile first because it's just easier to talk about. Right, so the projectile, throw it out, it sticks them, and that's full screen. That's plus 55, and you can like throw this out, run in. You've won neutral, instantly won neutral. This move is absolutely amazing. Yeah, this move is absolutely amazing. Like obviously I said it's really good in like combos as well. I'll show you in the combo section. It's a really nice combo you can do with this move. And obviously this move obviously eats through absolutely everything as well. Goes full screen. It's got like the speed, it's actually faster on that one. It's like 38 frames full screen, whereas like this one is 45, so it's much slower. But yeah, it beats out projectiles. It's amazing. This is probably, I think it's his best ultimate skill, and just it's good for combos. So the other thing we're going to go over is his unique teleport. It's exactly the same as this, but instead of being -4, it's +4, which is crazy. So you got like a +4 teleport, and you can use it in the exact same way you use the other ones. Only the difference between the standard version and this version is you get a combo anywhere on screen. You do this, 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 this. Yeah, just absolutely amazing. So that's also if you catch the opponent with it, because they'll say they could throw out a projectile and you're like bam, straight in their face. Like it's absolutely amazing. But it's also being plus, you can like reset pressure and stuff with it. Because you're plus, you can keep your pressure going and stuff, obviously. So it's quite nice if they block it. It's not like the this one. It's not like this one where you can like land on their head and then use this one because it's not close enough for that. But you know, you can get +4, so you got the gimmick. You can always walk up and throw. So yeah, combos safe. Invincible full screen. You can knock them out of it like you can with the other ones, but it's you know, the reward is definitely there. Alright, and then the last two, not too much to really talk about, to be honest. They're very basic. So you got the EP. This is what you want to use on Wake Up if you want to get people off you. obviously costs you 50 meter, but that's just the way it is for him, unfortunately. Like the other ultimate moves, it doesn't affect the cooldown. So you just got a standard cooldown for that, which is quite nice. So yeah, that's literally the DP. Like I said, deals the cross-ups quite well. And then yeah, the last one, which is his Super Lariet. This is literally just a combo ender. So yeah, that literally is all I really need to say about it. I think it goes full screen. Yeah, it goes full screen, unlike the other ones. But you know, I wouldn't use it. Like, you know, you have so many better options to get around the screen and like win neutral. It just feels like a waste of 50 meter to me, unless you're using it to end a combo. Damage isn't terrible, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, right, now onto his super moves. Now, his supers aren't too bad. They're quite good. The first one I'm going to go over is Axiom Control. It's very basic. It's a good combo ender, but basically one of the best things about it is a full screen punish. So if you got someone who's playing the fireball game of you, and you know, obviously you do still have this. This is never a bad option, but he does have a really good way of like stuffing out. Say, you know, they're the end of the round. They're being really defensive, you know, but they're just firing fireballs, trying to keep you out and stuff like that. His projectile is really good at dealing with that. Obviously, you eat straight through it, and if you think that it's going to kill him, it's never a bad idea at all. Obviously, he has another version of the move, which is called Axiom Control, which is like this. Exactly the same, only he stands there. And he'll stand there for about, this is 108 frames, so it's not there forever. It's about just under 2 seconds. But you can literally do it, and then you can control where it goes. So the light version move, he'll do it. He'll always do 3. You can always do 3 options. You don't have to just do light, but he'll do 3, and then he'll automatically go into the last one. So light goes down, medium goes high, and then the heavy goes down the center. So notice when you hit her, she goes into a slowdown state, so you can like control wherever it goes and stuff. Let's say they're jumping and stuff, you can look around, and it'll always end up doing that. And if you want, you don't even have to. You can just commit and go straight into the final version. Obviously, you know, I don't know why you ever would, but this is mostly better used in combos. It's good for getting damage, or like I wouldn't really ever be using it in the neutral personally. Like, it's sad to the fact, like, it's completely air blockable, so like, even though you literally have anyone that literally goes up, you're not going to be able to like snipe them out of the air or anything like that. So yeah, it's mostly just for combos. And finally, his last one is Paradise Lost, which is one of the coolest looking supers in the entire game. But it's like a pretty standard super, like most supers in the game. It has invincible, start up and stuff like that. But one unique thing it has is that it hits all around him, so it's amazing for dealing with cross-ups. It just hits from behind or front, so you don't have to like time it when they jump over your back. You literally just do it and it will catch them. But that covers the supers. Now, on to everyone's favourite part, the combos. So his combos are pretty nice. One thing that's really nice is that he can do meterless combos mid-screen, which not many characters can do in this game. The only one that comes straight to my mind is Nier, obviously, but he's more balanced than her. He'll sometimes need to change what he is doing depending on the situation. It's just the knowledge you'll kind of gain over time when you keep playing him. And it's just sort of like what's best to do in what situation, and you're presented with. And obviously, the better his blade level, the less risk he needs to take, and he can just do whatever he wants at that point. Anyway, combos. So that pretty much covers his combos. These are the only ones I use, and they aren't too difficult. It will just take you a bit of practice and you'll get it down. So that's it for this guide. It is a bit on the longer side, but I had to say a lot, so I thought I would cover what I know. And hopefully it helps you or someone if they want to pick him up. He's a lot of fun, and I recommend him to anyone who wants to play a character with a bit more depth. With that all being said, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, it'd be appreciated, as it helps get the video out to more people, and hopefully it can help them learn Lucifer. And if you feel like supporting the channel, and you're not already, a subscription would be very welcome. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, Swains.